Pierre Tuell, and I'm the creator of Vicious Instinct. I'm Pierre Tuell, the owner of Vicious Instinct. I handle the designing, the management, and the design process for everything that you see. Honestly, it's 2014. I was still in the military, actually. I was about to get out. And I just kind of started like looking at what brought me out of like my depression and like my times of toughness coming out, trying to figure out like what I was going to do next and what that next move was going to be. And I think I kind of decided to myself where it's like, what do you like to do? What's kind of pushed you? And I realized, I just bought a dirt bike, and when I was stressed or depressed or whatever the case might have been, I would just go out and ride my dirt bike. And I want to get better, and I, met a couple good people within who would, teach me different things. And so when I got out, I decided, this is what I want to do. I don't know exactly how it's going to fabricate. We're gonna do this. So at that point in time, you start kind of talking to people who are in motocross or in racing, and they're like, you can do it in the South, and it's decent down here, but the West Coast is where it's at. Like the West Coast is the Mecca, SoCal. Like you got to go to SoCal. That's where all the big companies are. That's where all the big riders are. And I kind of told myself, from my mentality, like if you're gonna do this, like you gotta do it with the biggest of the biggest, the best of the best. Like you can't half-ass it. You can't just kind of stay in a place where you're gonna be a big fish in a small pot. So at the end of 2015, we really kind of took it into the brand, and I started to show the guys that I was around what I'm trying to get into, and they backed it, off the jump.
Can you go into a little bit, what does Vicious Instinct really mean? Is there a message behind it? Is there a motto? Is there, what kind of inspired it?
Honestly, Vicious Instinct started out as Star Year. And the thought in my process was like, you gotta be a star. Like you gotta come at it, like you gotta have that one time, you gotta maximize that one moment into your Star Year. And I started talking to my homies, my battle buddies at the time, and they're just like, man, no, I can be more original. Like, just get deeper with it. Like think about you, like get deeper. And being in the Army and infantry, that like is very like macho, it's all high-shouldered males, and it's just like I wasn't, clearly the biggest guy there, but my heart stood out. Like I was that type of guy. I go into it with anybody. Like I go out with anybody. I mean, my first day of my unit, I got into a fight with somebody who'd been there for like 2 years. Like it didn't matter because I just knew when I came in, I had to earn my respect, and this is how I was gonna do it. You're not gonna talk crazy to me. You're not gonna. And I was like, man, P, you really got a vicious instinct, and that may be seen as aggression, to some people, but it's like you really gotta have a vicious instinct, to impress your will, regardless of size, regardless of height, regardless of stature. Like there's something that's intangible to certain people where it's like, that person will bite your head off the moment you step on their toes. So, and that's where the name came from.